Hey, this is Brian Wright, and this is the Daily B169. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the question, why? Hey, it's Brian. I'm coming to you from my backyard on an amazing spring day. I am so happy to be sitting outside and doing this today. So, the question of why. The reason it matters is because why is the one question that pretty much everyone under the age of 30 constantly demands. And the reason they demand it is for one thing. This device, the cell phone. The ability, it's actually not even the cell phone, it's the smartphone. Having the ability to answer any question at any given time. That's what a smartphone does for you. You have the ability to find out where you are. You can find directions to get where you want to go. You can make reservations. You can find reviews. You can find answers to questions. You can figure out pretty much anything that comes to you in daily life, plus your professional life. If you're in school, you can find the answers to pretty much every question, everything. This is something that people over a certain age are just not used to. I'll put it at, say 45, but even me, I'm at 43. The majority of my formative years, I had no access to information outside of a World Book Encyclopedia in the library. So it's a challenge for people that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are running businesses to deal with the newer people in the marketplace. You know, the 18 to 24 summer job people, the 24 to 30-year-old out of college really getting their foot in the door in the workforce. You know, the challenge that you get is in the 80s and 90s when you would ask a question of why it worked, the answer was more times than not, because I told you to. Why do I have to do this? Shut the fuck up and do it. That's the attitude. But today, when someone says why, they expect an answer, and if you don't give it to them, they're going to go find it. And if the answer makes you look good, fine, but if it makes you look bad, that's going to be a problem. So if you want to control the conversation, if you want to, I don't just want to say, do you want to control it? Because you don't want to manipulate anything. But if you want to be in control of the narrative and where the direction in which it's going to go, if you want to have control of your employees and your workplace, you have to get in the habit of explaining why. And if you don't have the ability to explain why, you probably shouldn't be asking anyone to do something anyway. Why is a really good question. Knowing why you're doing something applies purpose, and you have to have knowledge to have that answer. It's a very deep thing that makes work for you. So when you're dealing with a 24-year-old who wants to know the reasoning behind stuff, you have to know why you're asking him to do it. The more times you answer why, and the more time that answer connects with the purpose of the person in your employment, the more engagement you're going to get, the more productivity you're going to get, and the more opportunity for longevity in the workplace. Because that's a big issue. You have a lot of people, what they're calling millennials, they say they float. It's not that they float. I really don't like it when people hammer millennials and their work habits, because they don't float. They just have come up in a time where they've really been able to believe that you can do things that you want to do in this world. They don't believe in the formula for success. They believe in an idea of success that they define for themselves. So if working for you is not giving them a sense of satisfaction and that purpose and creating success, they're going to go somewhere else because they believe it exists somewhere. And I like that. I think that optimism is really important. I think the depth in which they think about things that previous generations were very superficial or non-existent and thought about, I think it's a good thing. And as technology evolves, we have to go deeper on the things we still have control over anyway to keep that purpose. So these newer generations are way more prepared for the speed in which technology is changing things. So where we would have to physically do so much is now automated, which again allows us the opportunity to go deep on the ideas and the concepts and the process and the pathways and figure out satisfaction and success and all these different things in ways that previous generations just could never do. So, if you're 40 plus and you can't keep your young people working for you, it's because you're not fulfilling the needs that they've got. And the number one need they have is for information. Because the technology that your parents or your generation created for them, it's giving them that need. So you people in your 60s that are pissed at this device, even though you're the people that created it, you got to wake up to the reality of it's not going to go anywhere. The speed of information is going to get faster. The amount of information available is going to get greater. There's going to be more and more transparency because of technology. So you're either going to get on board with it and you're going to develop a business that has the ability to last, or you're going to retire because you got old and you don't want to change anymore. It's really your call. So you can answer why, or you can be an asshole stuck in 10 years ago management style and just say because I told you, and think that the money's really the thing that matters to everyone, and you can lose. Or you can realize that money's just part of the equation. It's always just been part of the equation, but now more than ever. People want time off. They want quality of life. They want to be able to, work the hours they want to work, get done what they want to get done, and have a sense of purpose at the end of the day. And there's really nothing wrong with that. And you don't have the ability to define for these people what's the right way or the wrong way to go about anything. The only thing that matters is what needs to get done gets done in a way that works. Because if it works, it works. Don't get caught up in the process and being like your process is more important. It's not the process, it's the outcome. If you have the ability to create an environment that gets shit done and it makes you money, profitable, what are you complaining about? Oh, it's not 1995. It's not 1985. Oh, well, tough shit. Deal with it. Right now, making this is 2017. In a year from now, the argument's going to be even deeper, and it's going to be compounded by different technology. This argument's never going to go away. You've got to adapt. You've got to understand that this is a speed game when it comes to employment. You've got to go fast, and you've got to understand where these people are coming from, and you got to give them what they want so that you get what you need out of it. So that's my deal. Understand your why. Share it all the time. Daily B, I'm out.